I would say that we're pleased with the advancements that we've made this quarter, but the path ahead to building the future of competition is a long one. We remain laser focused on our mission as we continue delivering strong results and work to close out 2021 on a strong note.
Hello. On the 15th of October, I released my first deep drill into Skillz when the stock was trading at $8.73. Today, it is trading close to $13, representing close to a 50% upside in little over 3 weeks. I am of course loving this kind of price movement, but as a simple investor, we have to at least take a look into what on earth is sparking this run. What does the latest blockbuster earnings tell us? Who could be the game-changing recent hire, and where do we see the stock going to the end of this year? Stay tuned for this quick drill and more. Keep it simple. Well. As I predicted in my first deep drill, Aunt Kathy has indeed loaded her ARK with more skills. The short interest has actually further increased to over 24%, and with a tiny 75,000 shares available to short, together with a 16.48 massive short borrow fee rate, as noted on the 9th of November according to Fintel, the squeeze potential, in my view, has increased significantly. Remember though, I ain't no financial advisor and certainly no squeeze predictor. I'm just a simple trader, so no more plugging, and let's start drilling. We have to start with what I believe are some ground shaking metrics as reported in their Q3 earnings results, which was released on the 3rd of November, which we saw the stock jump over 7% on the day. First, revenues reported grew 70%. Year over year, with MAU, monthly active users, growing by 47%, which they highlight are reaching record levels. Now, to me, this is when you see the MAU growing at a slower rate, albeit 47% is still huge compared to revenue growth. This means that their users are also spending more. This metric alone signals the company and its platform are finding more ways to gain more revenues from its users, which is extremely bullish for me as an investor. In this third quarter highlight, they also note that they successfully launched the iconic first-person shooter arcade game Big Buck Hunter to the platform, which they also note hit the #1 spot in the sports category of the App Store last month. Okay, drilling a bit deeper, we can see that the revenues were $102.1 million for the third quarter, and gross profit came in at $94.4 million, which represented a 66% year-over-year increase. Holy buck. From that, the net income was $50.8 million, and when you compare that to a negative $42.9 million year over year, you can see the extreme turnaround. Is it really? Well, they do note this turnaround in net profit was driven by $113.6 million of income attributable to the decrease in the estimated fair value of the private common stock warrants and the redemption of public common stock warrants, plus a $18.9 million income tax benefit in the period. Now, what does that mean? Let's break it down very simply. A warrant is simply a contract offered by a company to purchasers to purchase a stock at a preset price and time in the future. Now, as since Skillz merged with SPAC Flying Eagle acquisition, they declared that they would redeem all of its outstanding public warrants as the stock price had hit the $18 redemption price for 20 consecutive trading days within a 30-day period, which was satisfied on the 13th of July. This meant the holders of those warrants had to pay $11.50 to exercise and to literally convert their warrants into shares. So this is where the additional inflow of capital had been acquired. Another huge positive is cash on balance sheet has mounted to $540 million. That is ridiculous. That is $500 million in cash, and they continue to have zero debt. It is simply mind-boggling for me how they have zero debt. But this is a serious bullish metric. Numbers don't lie, and as any simple trader we should drill into the statements and balance sheets. Here we see the huge revenue growth, but we also see all expenses going up too. Cost of revenues more than doubled, R&D close to tripled, which on paper is maybe a bad thing, but for a tech growth company, I believe this is exactly what we as investors need to see in order to drive more future growth, which is what we all want. We all want that double EPG, right? Sales and marketing also grew, and general and administrative grew big, and this is probably due to an expanding company. Now, we could drill into every single number and we could be here all day. And if you are an investor in Skillz, then you should take out some time to check the numbers. But let's end with their cash reserves, which I think are literally blowing up. They have, in the 9 months ending September, a $543 million cash reserve, which is close to a 10x year over year. Holy smoke. Overall, the earnings just reiterated the outlook from Q2 prior, and I think Skillz is heading for sure in the right direction, and that is up, 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 and away we go. In my first drill, we already knew that the stock was already heavily shorted, but right now the short percentage on current float just keeps on going up, and it's at a disgusting 25% plus short interest on current float according to shortsqueeze.com. That is just beyond monumental. With such strong earnings results and with the short interest still going up, together with the stock price going up, it all adds to an ongoing uptrend perfect storm. Look at the price action we are seeing, a prolonged spell of upward momentum. I believe if this continues, and it will continue I think, unless we see a sudden covering of shorts, which may then trigger a huge squeeze on the stock. I certainly hope this does not happen and the stock can still continue to trickle upwards. When we mention Skillz, and much like CEO Paradise proclaims, we cannot not mention Aunt Cathy Wood.
Institutional investors like Kathy have been really supportive in calling us out, which we certainly appreciate. Look, we're not sure how these reports arrived at their conclusions, but the claims aren't just flawed, they really don't reflect what we're seeing or what we're doing. And at the end of the day, we'll be reporting earnings next week, and I think our earnings will tell a different story.
ARK Invest have continued to pile into Skillz stock, and they have, over the course of the last Thursday and Friday's trading sessions, added close to 2 million shares into the ARK fund, which has seen it rise 10 positions since my last drill in October to the 29th position within the ETF. How is that for some serious Cathy's Wood? What about other institutions? Well, the inflows are still outnumbering the outflows, and there is seemingly, in this regard, huge bullish sentiment across the institutions for Skillz moving forward. To top all of that off, we see that Harry Sloan, a director, CEO Andrew Paradise, and CRO Casey Chafkin all bought more shares of Skillz. These were disclosed in SEC filings a few days ago. CEO Paradise acquired more than 400,000 shares at almost $5 million. Holy smoke. These guys would not be buying more stock if they did not believe in the upward trajectory of their company, right? Okay. On the 21st of October, Skillz announced a game-changing hire in the form of the former Amazon executive, Vatsal, and I'm gonna butcher this, Bhardwaj. So I'll just refer to him as VB, who had been acquired as Chief Product Officer to drive the future of mobile gaming. This is potentially the game-changing move, as VB is an experienced gaming executive who served as a GM and director of game tech for Amazon Web Services. That is big. His experience in this regard will look set to drive the growth for Skillz moving forward. For any company, the actual leaders within it are key to its success. VB also had roles at Facebook, and he has over 2 decades of specialized gaming experience, which is big for Skillz moving forward. This guy has a winning CV, and with his addition spells more bullish sentiment for the company going forward. To summarize, Skillz continues to dominate the gaming space. Their business is growing big, and yet their stock is the target of the shorts. Skillz to me is showing the exact same market symptoms that Tesla had all those years ago, and the longer it is kept at these low prices, the bigger the spike in the future. Thanks for watching, and please note, for me, Skillz is a minimum easy 5x company within a 3 to 5 year long hold. I am already close to 40% up since taking a position, so please take this drill with precaution, and always do your own DD. If you found this video informative, then do me a simple favor and consider subscribing to my channel so you can get that little pop-up when a new video is uploaded. I am a simple trader, and I try to keep this simple, and will simply see you in the next video.